Hi guys, I'm Shmee and welcome back to the channel, especially you early viewers, where you join me today at the Dubai Motor Show to take a more in-detailed look at the Aston Martin Valkyrie. And I know what you're thinking, you've seen bits about this car before now, but what you probably haven't seen is the interior. And believe me, you're going to want to check that out. This thing is literally the closest I have ever seen to a race car for the road. Let me explain, let's take a look. Firstly, let's take a walk around this game-changing hypercar. It is so much into the next generation that I think it's going to leave just about everything else behind. You'll understand more about that when we talk about numbers and details, and I think it would be wrong not to whiz around it and discuss a little bit about Aston Martin, Red Bull, Adrian Newey, and what has come together to make the Valkyrie. Now, I've had a look before at the AMRB001, the concept for this, and it's changed quite significantly. But this is, well, roughly 95% of the way towards the production car that is going to start being delivered to customers somewhere in 2019, and it's aiming for that target 1-to-1 power to weight, so somewhere around 1,000 horsepower, somewhere around 1,000 kilos. It's going to have a naturally aspirated V12 supported by hybrid electric motors and batteries to give it, well, instant torque, massive power, huge numbers. But the big thing is when you start looking at the aerodynamics and you start seeing the gaps and where there isn't a part of the car. That's almost more fascinating than where there is. Just look through here at how this is developed and designed, akin to Formula 1, LMP1, the very top end of race series. It's all about the airflow through the car, the Venturi tunnels that you'll see as we come round towards the rear, and just these shapes that are ludicrous in terms of their design. So Adrian Newey from Red Bull, a man who has won or been responsible for an awful lot of very successful Formula 1 cars, is responsible for the engineering side of this, and Marek Reichman from Aston Martin, Chief of Design, is responsible for the bodywork and the top appearance and keeping it very clean in terms of what you see on the top surfaces. But when you come down here and you look at the way these two channels will allow clean air to come flying through the underside of this car for maximum speed, while they divert off the dirty, turbulent air away from the car and onto the outside. It is all just phenomenal in terms of how that's designed. And there's the carbon fiber elements. The whole body is obviously finished from carbon fiber, but you can see the scoop in towards that V12 there, and then the exhaust pipes that sit, the two tailpipes here underneath the rear wing. You can see in the middle, which double layered carbon wing with a split between, and then the reverse light F1 style no doubt will sit down there at the back. But you can see the lights, those are reminiscent of some of the concepts from Aston Martin we've had before. You can see the wheels that are finished with the aero package here, the aerodynamic wheels, again for reducing any turbulent air, maximum efficiency to give it the best possible performance. But it is absolutely crazy in every possible way. It's completely open. Honestly, that phrase I said before about how it's most impressive what you can't see rather than what you can see, that is the incredible thing. And even down to the way the logo is done, the Aston Martin Wings badge on the front, it's all absolutely the very most in weight saving. And I guess, well, this is a road legal car, remember. There are going to be 150 road cars plus 25 track cars in addition to that. But I think there's enough talk for the moment. Should we take a little look at the inside? Should we lift up these gull-wing doors? Now remember, this is a concept car, but the door lifts up, opens upwards, gull-wing style, and it reveals this cabin. And I can tell you just from looking at it from the outside here, it's definitely cozy, it's narrow, it's completely built into the tub. Look at this, the seats are just panels on the carbon fiber tub, and the pedal box and steering wheel will move to the driver. Then for the mirrors, you've got the displays, you've got a central screen. It's just, well, how do you even get in that? There's no way I could do that while I'm holding a video camera. So unfortunately, that's not going to happen for the moment. Maybe I need to just pass it on so that I can take a step in there and yeah, see what it's like on the inside. This is the challenge then, and you could go Dukes of Hazzard style and do some crazy jump and lurch and just try and fly in, but this is a model and it's probably quite a delicate and valuable model, and I don't fancy getting it wrong. So the technically proper and correct way to climb into the Valkyrie is basically to stand on the seat and then somehow lower yourself down. So I'm going to give that a go, see if I can manage it. So, feet in, being very, very delicate and careful, other foot in, lower down. Okay, then you've got to work out what to put your hand on. There we go, there we go. Oh. Well, it's not easy, that's for sure. Wow, that seating position. Okay, so first observations, it's tiny, but my feet, my toes are, well, there's no room for the brake. It has to be, sorry, for like a resting pedal, your left foot braking all the way. My toes must be almost at shoulder height. This car has 2 examples of different types of seats in it, but it just feels, you're sat very centrally, you can see the tall arches of the tyres. You can actually, on the inside, see the tyres themselves, which is really quite something. It just, this is like actually proper serious race car. And just look around here at the steering wheel. So it's got this very squared Formula 1-esque inspired steering wheel. Paddles with a sequential on the back, neutral here. No doubt you'll have lights on one side, wipers on the other, maybe pit speed limiter or cruise control, driving modes, indicators up top, energy recovery system, wipe your windows, start-stop button in the center, launch control, vehicle lift system, and then the digital display with all of your basic information. And you've got a central screen which will presumably have track telemetry information details, so assist your driving on the racetrack. This on the left here is the pull to open the gull-wing doors, to lift that up. And then obviously you're looking at 4 digital displays to not have any mirrors on the outboards, 1 central wiper, windscreen wiper in the middle, but everything, carbon, carbon, carbon everywhere you look. It just feels crazy, crazy. Let me take the camera and show a little bit more about the inside here, guys. You just have to see everything about this car. And maybe actually, do you mind closing the door down on me? Let's just see what it's like being in here. Okay, it's cozy. It's very, very cozy. It's very small in here. This is LMP1 for the road, and this is a test bed. A few Valkyrie customers have sat in here, but not many other people. This is a very special opportunity to see the inside of this car. Now, like I was mentioning, there are technically these 2 different styles of seats here, because the seats are obviously fitted depending who you are and your size, so you can have this additional piece that means it's a little bit easier to reach the pedals, whereas this side, I am straight on the tub with literally just these tiny pads between me and carbon fiber, and then a 4-point harness around me. I think there's an optional 6-point harness potentially in the works as well. But basically, look at the space. It's going to be very, very cozy with your neighbor, that's for sure, side to side there. But it works, I suppose. You can see down into the tunnel. The pedal box that I'm pressing down here will be adjustable, but it really is the craziest of seating positions in this car. And it just feels, I mean, look at this view. If I pull the camera back, you have such a narrow front windscreen, but a perfect view out over the front. And like I was mentioning about the tyres, I wonder if I can show you that. You can see a little bit straight into the tyres there and the front arches. Aston Martin and Red Bull with this car, what have they done to this game? They have completely rewritten the rule books of insanity. And there are some creature comforts, some lighting up there. No sun visors or any of that side of things that would be completely unnecessary. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna open the door back up to the outside. We got quite warm in there very, very quickly, given that we're here at the motor show. But I think it's probably time now for me to hand the camera back and try and work out how to step out. Not that I want to get out, it's quite comfortable. I mean, it's firm. My bottom is definitely feeling the carbonness, but let's try and work this out. So if it was raining, this car is built for the racetrack, guys. But let's try and step out, feet back up, and yes, kind of managed it. Step out very gently, and there we go. I'm out of the car. Close this back down very gently as well. That's been a first look at the inside of the Valkyrie. Could you imagine what it would be like to drive one of those on the road? It just seems so far away from anything right now, and 175 lucky people are going to own these. They're all fully spoken for, well sold out, but even just standing next to it and looking at it, it's inspiring. It just feels like a complete menace And if you're wondering, the name Valkyrie, it comes from Norse mythology, where the Valkyries were those who decided who would live and who would die in battle. So pretty apt when you look at the aggression and what this thing is actually about. And to make it, Aston Martin working with Red Bull and a number of other partners as well. So you've got various things in here. For example, the V12 engine, the naturally aspirated engine, is working with Cosworth, pretty strong reputation in that industry. Tyres with Michelin, battery side of things with the electronics with Rimac doing some pretty clever stuff themselves. You've got Bosch for the electronics, specific brakes on the car, and all sorts, basically making this thing possible and making it into the car that we're standing here and looking at, well, the concept that we're standing here and looking at. He says standing around the front. I'm not sure there's going to be much boot space in here. When you look at this teardrop shape that goes around the car for the cabin, it's sort of take that teardrop, put the wheels on it with the various linkages that are required, and then sculpt a body around that. It takes up the minimum space possible. But my word, you just look into it, it's just insane. If we come round to the passenger side just to have one last look inside here. It's ridiculous. It's the most ludicrous thing that could ever wear a number plate. Not that I necessarily know where you put the number plates, but that's a problem. Maybe on that carbon bit there. That's a problem for them to deal with in the future, as we see the car here with the door up. Honestly, I could just walk around this and keep showing you it forever, because there are so many new things that you see as you go around to take in. I just can't wait for the production final version of it to appear and surface and to hopefully shoot some more videos with. I think this is the first position I've been able to get you a full view of the front of the car on the stand here at the Dubai Motor Show. What a thing. Thank you, Aston Martin. Thank you, Red Bull. Thank you, Adrian Newey. Thank you, everyone else who has been involved in this project for making it exist in the first place. It's not even on the roads yet, so I'm looking forward to that one, hopefully sharing something with you guys in the future. Anyway, there's more to come here from the Dubai Motor Show, so make sure you stay tuned, check it all out. I'm going to wrap up this one for now. Thanks to Aston Martin for letting me come in, shoot this video, and show you a first look at the interior of a spaceship for the road. It's crazy. Anyway, thanks again, guys. I'll catch you soon. Cheers. Hey guys, what are you waiting for? Why are you still here? Click that video or give that one a watch as well. Check out other stuff on the channel. Some cool videos.